Gold viewers, my name is Lakshmi Singh, and this is your favorite astrology show every week, Thursdays from 7:30 to 8 p.m. on ITV Gold with none other than Miss Himali ji. Himali, namaste. How are you?
Namaste, Lakshmi. It's so good to be here.
It is always great to have you here. Of course, all of your fans, all of your viewers are tuned in live to hear from you and all ready to call in. Last week we had a lot of callers. I do apologize. I know a lot of you tried to call in and you did not get through. Do be sure to call us live for your one free question with Himali ji right here at 718-784-8555, extension 108. Now, Himali ji, last week we were talking about untimely deaths. We had a young DJ in our community, DJ Frontline Sounds, who had passed away. And we brought up the conversation because you know him, I know him, the entire community knows him, and they are mourning for him.
Yes, yes.
And we spoke about untimely deaths. Let's take this call. Namaste. Thank you for calling Himali ji. Please state your name, your date of birth, and your question, please.
Yes, my question is about my health, and my date of birth is November 14, 1973. What else do you need?
Your name, please.
Raija.
नाम क्या है आपका?
Raija.
Suraida.
Yeah.
And where were you born? कहाँ जन्म हुआ आपका?
Kerala, India.
Suraida, you're very young. आपका उम्र कितना है? 47, correct?
Yeah.
And do you get a lot of aches and pains in your body?
Yes.
Okay, so this is going to, you probably feel you're a very spiritual person. And आपको पहले से महसूस हो जाता है कि कोई गलत है, correct?
Correct.
And this is, now your health is little bad. It became, first it was spiritual, जिससे कोई negative तंत्र मंत्र हुआ. And now
Okay.
it became, like in the beginning when you were sick, the doctors couldn't find what's wrong with you.
Right.
And now what are they saying you have? Because now I feel it's more medical problem. What did they say you have now?
They couldn't find anything. It's just that I get a lot of aches, especially headaches and stomach ache and all that.
Okay, the reason why I'll tell you, somebody did something to you, so आपके ऊपर कोई negative किया गया है इस वजह से, and the doctors won't find anything wrong, but you will, if this negative stays with you, you will eventually get something health problem with your stomach related. It could be your kidney or your liver, because sometimes you have, if you feel you have a stomach ache, then it's your headache. If you have a headache, it's your stomach ache.
Correct.
This thing
Correct.
is traveling, and if somebody did something to you, you realize you make a little mistake, it becomes a very big issue, and no matter how good you do, your appreciation is little. So you have to first remove the negativity, and then you will be fine. Sometimes you have no energy, sometimes you feel like you won't live, and sometimes you feel really good. So this is unnatural. If you can take care of it, then you will be fine. Other way, you're going to have unnatural plus medical problem. Both will happen for you. So right now you're very young. Please, you could come and see me or see any spiritual person and get rid of this negative thing so that you could be okay.
Okay. Is there any pujas I can do?
Yes, you should. If you call me, call my center or come and see me, and then I will tell you what puja you need to do to get rid of this negative thing.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Himali ji, it's amazing to listen to you just when you speak to our viewers. I mean, right away you knew what was wrong with her, and she agreed. She said, yes, this is what's wrong. This is my problem. And, a lot of people who are looking at you on ITV Gold and Facebook and all of the social media networks, they wonder, Himali ji, how do you know this?
This is a blessing from my Guruji. I feel he blessed me with this Ma Shakti to able to help people, and blessing of Ma. that I can be able to see, feel, and help people.
Have you ever spoken to someone like this? You know, someone calls in and you tell them that you see there is this negativity and you tell them to come in and they don't come in and then you hear something bad happen to them?
Yes, it does happen, and it really, really, makes me feel like there is help out there, but you have to seek it and you have to follow. Sometimes it is true, some spiritual person might mislead you, but you should have one or two opinion before you say, yes, this is right. But if you know you have negativity, more than one or two people have said, and you yourself will know. It's very rare, Lakshmi, about 2-3% of the people, they won't know. They don't know what's happening to them. But 90% of the people know there is something unnatural happening to me. If you know it is, please get it help. Because I have said to many people and they don't listen. And after that, when I hear, it feels like, oh my God.
You felt like you could have helped them.
Yeah, I could have done more. Only maybe if I forced them to come to me, maybe I should have called a family member. It's hard.
Okay. We just missed that call. I'm very sorry. Please do call back. We were just wrapping up that conversation that we were having. So Himali, we were talking about last week untimely death, where DJ Frontline had passed away, and we felt 40 years old, motorcycle accident, was this untimely or was this just his time? You know, and we spoke about that. But, you know, it's 2 weeks later, and tonight is actually his first viewing, where, you know, normally in Hinduism, you do want to have the cremation right away. You want to have
within
the
3 days, yes.
Right away. But unfortunately, they were waiting for the family to come from, you know, all around the world, from French Guiana, from France, from Guyana, from all around the world. He has family. So that is why they delayed the funeral. But, you know, when something like this happens, do we wonder, does the soul linger?
Yes, it does. This is why it's told within 3 days. Certain religion, like Islamic religion, within 24 hours they have to be buried. A lot of religion, who does a lot, you know spiritually, they usually say within 72 hours either you get buried or you get cremated. Because what happened, as long as that flesh, the body is here, the atma, the soul, is still lingering, is still here, so attached to the body. Once the body is buried, once the body is cremated, then the soul can start traveling and start moving. And if it's so long it takes, I have seen so many times that the soul doesn't travel, it's sort of like in limbo, it gets stuck. That is very difficult for the soul to travel.
Now, everyone is still lingering on his death, I'll say that, and time does not heal, or sometimes they say time heals, but when it first happens, it feels like time does not heal. So, Himali, how does one move on? How does the family move on? How does the friends move on? How does the entire community move on from a death?
It's very difficult. I don't think, there are times you will still remember. They get to be a time that say the person is still alive. You feel like he or she is still here, and then you realize they don't. So there are times it's very difficult. But this is where bhakti comes in. When you pray, when you meditate, then you understand it's a part of our life. It's a vicious circle of life. We believe, we die, we reborn, we come back. So it's a circle of life that we go through. And once you pray and you go into spiritualism, you tend to understand.
Okay. Thank you for calling Himali Spiritual. Please state your name, your date of birth, and your question, please. Hello?
Hello. Hi, my name is Lakshmi Shamshana. My date of birth is October 3rd, 1977.
Lakshmi, hold on. Slow down a little bit. So your first name is Lakshmi, and your last name is?
Shamsundar. Date of birth
Shamsundar.
10377.
Shamsundar, okay. And I'm sorry, the date of birth, honey?
10377.
So that's October 3rd.
1977. And where were you born?
In Guyana, South America.
Okay.
So your birthday is coming up in 2 days. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
So what would you like to ask me?
What's your question today for Himali?
Himali ji, my question to you, I came to you once before and you gave me a mantra. Om Aim Him Klim Chamundaya Vijay Namaha.
It's Om, Aim, Harim, Kalim, Chamundai, Viche.
Yes. I forgot how you told me to recite it.
What you do, if you get up in the morning, you light a ghee diya. Early morning, not like 10 or 11 o'clock, but when you get up in the morning, at least before 6 a.m. And then you do this, light a ghee diya and do this mantra, or you do it in the evening, about 8, 9 p.m., you light a ghee diya and you do that mantra. I think you're pronouncing it wrong. If you call me tomorrow in the center, I will be able to get it emailed or text out to you so you will be able to pronounce it right. How long ago I gave you? Lakshmi, do you?
About a year ago.
Oh, okay.
And I used to do it in the night, and I had it on a piece of paper, and I lost it.
Okay.
I even forgot what the benefits were.
Okay, so once you get a chance, you can come by. I will give you another piece of paper, but the benefit of it is a Durga Ji mantra, is a beach mantra. Om is for God, Harim is for Lakshmi Ji, Kalim is for Mahakali Ji, Chamundai for Chamunda Mata, and Vichai means you surrender to Ma. So Om, Aim is for Saraswati Ji. So it's Om, Aim, Harim, Kalim, Chamundai, Viche. It's a beach mantra for Ma. And whatever difficulty you might be going through, I told you to do this mantra and it will help you. It probably did. It probably helped you. Sorry?
Yes, I will call the office and we'll talk further. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you,
Okay.
Lakshmi.
Good night,
Bye.
Lakshmi.
Good night.
Good night.
I love her name. Okay, so
I love her name too.
I love her name. Okay, so we were talking about moving on, and as Hindus, we do believe in reincarnation, Himali ji.
Yes.
But then when we hear of stories of spirits, or the soul is lingering, or they haven't moved on, why do these souls not move on?
Because just like for this incident, if they're timely, everything has to be done in time. Like you have to eat on time, you sleep on time, then your health is good, then you live longer. So it's the same way. When we die, every ritual, everything has to be done from the time that we were born. Yes, unfortunately, family members, people are not here. But they can come whenever they can come and join in for the pray, or they can be where they are and pray. But you are holding on to this process that Bhagwan has created for us, that we need to go. We need to do step by step. We need to go into the light. We need to go into the next stage of our destiny so we can move into whatever plane that Bhagwan has for us. So when we don't do things timely, then what happens, especially people who died like untimely death, we don't know what they were going at before that 5 minute, before that 10 minute, before that 20 minute, or before that hour before they died. What was the situation, what they were going. Usually some people, they commit suicide. So these things, a lot of these souls are unresolved. Like let's say within 3 days, his light or the next Vahan will come to take him to Bhagwan. You are not going there. You are now, your body is still here. You haven't been cremated. You haven't been buried. The soul is stuck here. So remember, if there is a bus or the train or a carrier we have to get on, we are not going because we're waiting. We haven't even done the part to get rid of our body. So it is very important.
Good evening. Thank you for calling Himali Spiritual. Please state your name, your date of birth, and where you were born, please.
Please state your name, your date of birth, and where you were born, please.
Okay, we lost that person.
So what happens, that's why you realize when sometimes people die, they feel that person around the house. And they will feel okay, I feel my husband or my wife hasn't moved on, my daughter is still here. They haven't gone, they haven't, because when you felt that person that we talked about one time is because their body hasn't been yet cremated or buried and they still stuck to it. Because it says in all the scriptures that the soul, the spirit, the soul is stuck to the body.
So let's say somebody has an untimely death. Let's use the example, if it was something like suicide, right? If this was the case, are there certain prayers that can
Yes.
be done to help, them move on versus
Yes, it has
waiting
to.
for that bus to come, like you
Yeah,
explained?
the train, yes, that there is a specific prayer that has to be done, and we have to see what tithi he died and what time it should be done and how it's supposed to be done. So different time, and those puja takes, and you should do it within the 6th month or the 8th month or the 9th month, but within the 11th month or the 12th month of the person died, you have to find out, which usually in 3 months, if somebody feels they didn't do the proper cremation or the proper burial, within a certain month we have to do the puja so that the soul can rest. It's like calling back again the Vahan Vishnu Bhagwan to come and take the soul and go.
It's so unfortunate, we see people all around the world, not only here in our community, dying for what we look at as untimely deaths. But, I also wanted to ask you, because we hear a lot of cases with domestic violence. Now, let's say there's a domestic violence case and a woman is killed by her husband. Would that be considered an untimely death?
Yes, but that is also murder. So that's also, this is why I tell people that it's so important for you to do your matchmaking before you get married, because that will tell you if you're going to have, if your death you will die, and if your husband or a wife will be the cause of your death. It tells you in that horoscope. This is why it's so important that we make a horoscope, matchmaking before people get married. Now, thank God, people started to do that again. There was about 20, 30, 40 years ago. People said, no, we don't believe in it. It's not a big deal. And then they saw the amount of separation and divorce and adulteries and all that. So now people started to do matchmaking before now they start getting married. It is very important.
All over again. And I definitely have to agree that we do see a lot more of that happening. For sure, I have friends that now they're like, oh, before I get matched, before I meet somebody, I want to make sure our horoscopes match.
Yes.
So if
It is very important.
So if there's anyone out there, if you guys have met somebody and you're wondering, should you go on a date with this person or should you not? Before you do, please give Himali a call. You can give her a call at the office at 718-887-2929. You can also visit her at the office in Richmond Hill, which is 131-14101 Avenue. You can call her anytime to make an appointment. And if you're lucky, you can call us right here at the studio with one free question at 718-784-8555. Himali, I wanted to touch a little bit about on Purnima.
Guru Purnima.
Yes.
Guru Purnima is, Guru Purnima, that's usually you will have to get a guru. It's done in July.
Okay, but Purnima service.
Like full moon?
Full moon.
Oh,
Purnima.
full.
Yeah, sorry, I'm saying it wrong. Full moon service.
Full
Because right now people are doing Purnima service.
Yes.
Full moon service.
So a
let's
lot of
talk about the
people,
importance of that.
it is astrologically part, I'll explain it, the spiritual part. It is very important because a lot of people get irritated or they get very anxious or they don't feel good or they can't sleep in the full moon. The 3 days, yesterday, today and tomorrow, 3 days usually affects people. That means two things. Either their moon is in a wrong place, which is in the astrologically part, their moon is in a weaker home, is no good. That's why they get this, or they get very depressed. Usually in full moon, they'll get depressed or sad. That means the moon is no good. So if the moon is no good, what you should do, you should wear pearl, you should fast on a Monday, and now on a full moon, you should really fast. A lot of people fast 3 days, and what they do puja. They will either, at home, they'll keep a full moon puja and they'll do the Chandrama puja in the evenings. They're lighting Gidiya and do the mantra. Everybody is different how they should do. This is so important, a lot of people do. And also, if you have any spiritual problem in your house, you will be able to tell it the full moon.
Thank you for calling Himali Spiritual. Please state your name, your date of birth, and your question, please.
Uma, 82477.
Uma, what is your last name?
Is this Lakshmi?
This is Lakshmi. Yes.
Lakshmi, quick question. Am I going to be on the air because
Uma, you are on air right now. Did you want to call Himali privately? I can give you the office number.
Oh, but I really want to ask a question because
Okay,
I'm
go ahead.
pregnant and I'm.
You're on air. Whatever you're saying, you're on air, just to let you know that. If you're okay with that.
Okay.
You are on air. So if you're okay
No.
with saying whatever you want to say on air, you are live on air right now.
No, I'm not okay on the air.
Okay. So we can't take you off of the air because it's a live call.
So what you could do, Uma, in about, do you know Lakshmi's number? You call her and then I can answer the question after the program.
No, I don't know her number.
Okay.
You could call back the station after.
Yeah, you can call back the station.
Okay.
Okay.
In about 10 minutes, we go off the air and I'll answer your question.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Stay strong, honey. Okay, viewers, just to remind you that when you do call in here live at ITV Gold Studio, you are live, okay? And that number here is 718-784-8555, extension 108. So if it's something very private and you don't want everyone hearing what your question is, don't call us live on Thursdays, but you can call Himali Ji at 718-887-2929. That is the office number. And you can see her there, okay? Or you can go visit her at 131-14101 Avenue in Richmond Hill. So we were talking about Purnima service, the full moon service.
So a lot of negative energy at that time also gets very stronger because it's get the darkness strength, the light from the moon. So a lot of people usually will feel things around them or they feel present around them. It could be good and it could be bad too. But if it's a good energy, you would feel scared. You will feel like, all right, it feels comfortable, it feels good. If it's a negative energy, you will sort of get a hair will raise, you will feel a little scared, you will feel like, oh, that's no good. These kind of stuff, you have to get rid of them from your life because they hinder you, they hold you down, they don't let you go up. I have seen spiritual negative energies hold people around, they don't get married, they don't have children, they don't get to buy a home, they don't get to have money. It's like their life is like goes round and round in circle. If your life is going round and round in circle and you notice that in the full moon time, your whole house gets irritated, angry, and things are no good at that time, then please, please get rid of this negative energy because I believe we all deserve to be happy in life. And there is help out there, spiritual help, medical help. Bhagwan, God, Ishwar, Allah has created all the help we can get in the world that we need. If you think about it, Lakshmi, Bhagwan has created this world perfect. He has given everything. He has given us electrician to put electric, plumbers to give power, plumbing, has water, heat, everything we want. Has given us doctors, has given us spiritual people, has given us, priests, everything you can imagine, Bhagwan has given us in this world.
What we do with it.
Is what we do, how we get it to help us. And everything is there in this world to help us so that we could have a better life. And people don't realize it, and I see people, they usually will party, but do bhakti too. Have both in life. It's nothing wrong, partying, having fun, but do pray. Do your birthday puja. You know what I tell people every year, do your birthday puja. It is so important. People will spend thousands of dollars just to get, a party. But to spend a couple of hundred just to do a puja for your birthday, which means more to you. You will be getting that, removing all your negativity throughout the years that you have created, all the negativity, removing.
Thank you for calling Himali Spiritual. Please tell us your name and your date of birth, please.
It's Ikamari, 12/20/84.
Okay, I'm sorry. Just say your name again. It
E.
just got-
Kumari.
Oh, E. Kumari?
Yeah.
Okay.
12/20/84.
What's
12/20/84. And where
Yeah.
were you born?
December 20, 1984.
Guyana,
Yeah, 12/20/84, 1984.
1984.
And she's born in Guyana. And E. Kumari. Now, E is
YIKUMARIE.
All right. What's your question? What would you like to ask me, Bete?
I just have a financial difficulty.
You've been having a lot of different things that it doesn't last. Things will become little good for a while, then it becomes no good, correct? What you do, Bete, even for job-wise, anything you try to do is little difficult. The beginning, it seems very good. You could be happy for, let's say in a month, you could be happy for 10 days, and 20 days is like, it's difficult for you. What you do, you start fasting on Fridays for Lakshmi Ji.
Okay.
And we have Diwali coming up. In Diwali, you try to do a Lakshmi Ji puja. It will help you. But do the Var of Lakshmi every Friday for 40 Fridays. And in Diwali, you do a Lakshmi Ji puja. You will start getting barakat in your money, and it will help you.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so
So
much.
it is so important. We'll tell people like Navratri is coming now, which is 17th of October. After that, we're going to have Diwali. So it's so important if people have a barakat problem, meaning you have money and you can't save it, you make money and it doesn't stay with you, then try to do Lakshmi on Diwali day, Lakshmi Ji Puja. And if you can afford it, do it on a Shri Yantra, which will be the most powerful puja to do for your success, especially if you are in business. Even if you're not, you should still do some form of Lakshmi Ji puja. And usually day before Lakshmi Ji, we say it's Kali Chotas. I usually tell people to keep a mustard oil diya outside to keep negativity out. And in a Lakshmi Ji day, we usually say Dhanteras is a day that you go and buy things. So as the holidays come, I will remind you, but be prepared. If you want Lakshmi Ji's blessing this year, do not lose it, what you could do so that you could have barakat in your life.
Wonderful. Himali ji, every week we learn so much from you. And, this week we've learned a lot again when it comes to whether it's death or Purnima full moon puja. We're learning about Lakshmi prayers and money. And, to all of our viewers out there, any question you may have, whether it be about love, life, money, you must give Himali ji a call at 718-887-2929. Again, our show is only 30 minutes, 7:30 to 8 p.m. And unfortunately, our time is wrapped up. So again, make sure you give her a call, 718-887-2929. Other than that, we will see you next week. Himali ji, please send us off with the prayers.
Next week, I would love to bring some little things that we could get ourselves together so we could do Durga Puja, Nav Durga Puja, which is Navratri. And I pray to Ma with that so that she could bless us, and also that we are coming to a time that people are saying that the COVID is growing. I also pray to Ma to keep us safe from this negative energy so that our friends and family and our loved one, we all could be safe. With that, I pray to Ma to bless us all and keep us safe. Om Aim Harim Kalim Chamundai Vichya.
Spirituality is the medium which frees our mind of all emotional shackles and temptations and guides us towards enlightenment and peace. Himali Spiritual Center is the gateway to liberation from pain, misery, and suffering. Here, through religion, meditation, yoga, worship, and gem therapy, all troubles are treated. Himali Spiritual Center, 718-887-2929.